I called her from the ER, and I just was bawling. It just said, thank you for saving him, because my husband, myself, there is no question that she saved his life.
A mother's horrifying story. Her little boy almost drowns. The skill that saved the child's life, and the mother's message for everyone tonight.
I think you'd agree we've settled into a pattern when we'll trade sunshine for thunderstorms. I'll have the timeline.
Also tonight, the race for the White House makes a stop in Indianapolis. Presidential candidates all making a push toward earning the Democratic nomination.
The Indianapolis Colts are back in action. The first day of training camp. Brad Brown is live at Grand Park in Westfield, and we'll get to hear from Andrew Luck.
This is RTV6 News at 5, working for you.
Good evening. I'm Amanda Starantino.
And I'm Mark Mullins. First up tonight, a day at the pool in Cicero took a terrifying turn when a mother's 5-year-old boy slipped under the water.
And when a family friend jumped into action, the family realized there is a lesson to be learned from this whole scary experience. RTV6's Nicole Griffin explains the takeaway for all of us.
His whole body was gray. His eyes just looked like a rubbery look. His whole body was just limp.
In just minutes, Mary Beth Leeson says her life and her family's life was impacted forever. Her 5-year-old son, Adam, was playing in the water at a private pool in Cicero alongside his older brother. When she checked on him, she didn't see him and quickly realized he was under the water.
2 seconds, he was out of that pool, and I just started screaming
as terrifying thoughts raced through her mind, thinking she'd lost her little boy.
I mean, I just thought he was dead. I didn't think that he was going to come back. I didn't think he was going to come back. Thankfully, my friend knows CPR, and she just got to him immediately.
As her friend performed CPR, signs of life returned. Adam started coughing and vomiting. Eventually, his eyes tried to open. He was rushed to the hospital, where he spent the next 3 days. He's now released, happy, healthy, and able to once again play alongside his older brother, something just days ago his mom didn't think was possible.
He's perfect. He's perfect now. It's not just medical professionals that need to know CPR, and if you wait on an EMT to get there, it might be too late.
Coming up tonight at 6, I'll talk to that family friend about how she was able to jump into action and perform CPR, ultimately saving Adam's life. Working for you in Cicero, Nicole Griffin, RTV6.
Thanks, Nicole. And if you have any kind of safety concern and need help getting answers, reach out to us at workingforyou@rtv6.com.
Now moving to our Storm Team 6 forecast. We love hitting the repeat button with this weather. Another sunshiny day with comfortable temperatures, but some changes are coming.
Chief Meteorologist Kevin Gregory is here. And Kevin, what are you tracking heading into Friday and the weekend?
Not much.
At least you're honest about it, right? Yeah, that's okay.
It's a nice day in the weather office.
Yeah.
Come out and hang out with me. We'll find the repeat button a couple more times. The only thing that will change really is we dial up the temperature a little bit. We're at 80 right now. That is a level of comfort for July. Wind out of the east at about 10 miles per hour. There's your sunset time at 9:05. What's happening? Temperatures finally just getting above the 80-degree mark will continue the slow but noticeable warming trend as we go into the weekend. 84 in Frankfurt. Temperatures down to the south, generally in the low 80s. One exception there, obviously Bedford running hot compared to other areas. The wind is slowly coming around. You see it's out of the east, northeast, in the eastern portion of the state, out of the south in western Indiana. Eventually here, all of us will see a light south wind tomorrow. That will continue the trend toward raising those temperatures. 10 o'clock tonight, sky will be clear, 73 degrees. We'll talk about the weekend changes coming up.
Now to our Democracy 2020 coverage. Several Democratic presidential candidates are making a political pit stop in Indianapolis. The National Urban League is hosting its annual conference at the Convention Center. The first set of candidates to talk at the event included New Jersey Senator Cory Booker, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar, and former Vice President Joe Biden. All are courting the African-American vote, which is critical to win their party's nomination during the primary seasons.
This president has done for this generation what the Vietnam War and the Civil Rights Movement did for my generation, the assassination of King and Kennedy. The fact of the matter is, he has, the one thing I have to thank the president for, he's energized people to understand what we have to do.
We will not beat Donald Trump unless we engage, energize, and excite a massive voter turnout in the African American community.
Tomorrow, the conference will host 5 more candidates, including California Senator Kamala Harris, New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, and South Bend Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
Hiring Hoosiers is an RTV6 initiative to connect you to job opportunities. Businesses looking to get some of your Marion County tax money will soon have new requirements to follow under new rules that will go into effect January 1st of next year. All businesses that seek tax incentives from the city of Indianapolis must offer jobs that pay at least $18 an hour. Any jobs lower than that threshold won't be considered in the evaluation for incentives. Another requirement will be that some of the tax money must be spent on training, transit, and childcare for the employees.
They have challenges accessing talent and retaining talent. We think that there's an important part that these resources play, and we want to create the kinds of tools that are going to empower employers to help their employees overcome the barriers to job access. Our biggest cheerleaders in all this have been the business community.
The businesses must also provide health care benefits and have positive impacts on the surrounding community.
Police investigators in Avon are looking into a carjacking and shooting. This happened around 5:30 last night on Angelina Way. That's just off Rockville Road, west of Ronald Reagan Parkway. The victim was shot in the leg, and medics rushed him to the hospital. About an hour later, investigators found the victim's car on the far southwest side of Indianapolis. If you saw anything or have any information about possible suspects, call Crime Stoppers at 317-262-TIPS. You can stay anonymous.
Tonight, the work continues to try to restore power to a public housing apartment building in Muncie. Power has been going in and out at Gillespie Tower for weeks now, so some people living there did not have air conditioning for last week's heat wave. The Muncie Housing Authority says crews are working around the clock and hope to have the power restored tomorrow or sometime this weekend. The power has been in at Gillespie Tower since July 5th and lapsed again July 18th. The Colts season has officially kicked off.
That's right. It's the first day of training camp at Grand Park in Westfield, and tonight we're talking to the Colts quarterback, Andrew Luck.
RTV6's Sports' Brad Brown is live at Grand Park. And Brad, how'd the team look today?
Mark and Amanda, they looked good is the short answer. Plenty of energy around here this afternoon, as you might guess. Sort of a back-to-school atmosphere, kind of the nature of the calendar right now as the team gets started with this first day of practice. You talked about the weather earlier. Dynamite day up here. Had more than 1,000 people filling the stands to come out and watch this first practice. And, of course, a lot of eyes indeed on the quarterback as Andrew Luck coming back from a calf injury that kept him out of the team's veteran minicamp back in June. Really kept him out of workouts in May as well. GM Chris Ballard talked yesterday about easing the quarterback in. Well, he certainly looked like a full go for the first 45 minutes of today's session. Luck only worked out during the individual drills, which we're showing you some of here. That's the first part of practice. Then about midway through, they break it down and go 11 on 11 offense versus defense. They handed that off to the backup QBs, and Luck watched from the sidelines at that point. But from our perspective, he looked like what you'd want to see out of your quarterback. When we talked to him afterwards, he certainly sounded like the Andrew Luck that we've come to grow and love.
As you know, it's all about progress. I wasn't in a position to go in and test it or push it. I think I did an appropriate amount of work today, got better, and we'll keep adding and adding and adding. So I know I had fun. I had fun getting out here. It was fun to start working with Funchess and fun to see Jack Doyle back running around. So always good to be back at camp.
We'll see how long fun lasts. It's fun for everybody until about day 18. Then it becomes work, but certainly a lot of energy out of these guys today. Coming up tonight on the news at 6, more from Luck. We will hear from head coach Frank Reich, his first impressions about day 1 of practice as well. Now, the workouts going on here on the field are not the only thing that fans can see at camp here in Westfield. If you follow that blue carpet through the woods on the other side, there's more. Aaron Lish continues our coverage there.
Yeah, hey, we are here at Colt City inside Colts in Motion, which you can actually come in and see when you come here for free. So this is open to the public. And of course, you and your family can see this area here. You have the anvil. You can take a picture with this and send it to yourself. You also have a little area especially for those kids who like to play some video games. And what's awesome is this memorabilia that you can check out for yourself. So when you do come here, make sure that you are getting your ticket online before you come, and make sure that you have a clear bag or else you can't bring it in. Of course, it's a great time for you to see those players up and close and personal, but also get to see all of the great things that makes Colt Nation. I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, Aaron. Looks like fun. And to get those free tickets for Colts Camp that Aaron mentioned, we have the link in this story on the RTV6 app and on our website, theindychannel.com. Still ahead at 5:30 on RTV6. Can police force you to give them your cell phone passcode so they can search your phone? One man said no, and he ended up in jail. We look into the issue and find out what your rights are.
But first, here at 5, summer is almost over, and it's almost time to send your kids back to school. Working for you, the best ways to get your children back into a healthy sleep routine, and it will make life easier for everyone.
Lots of sunshine today, lots of sunshine in the forecast for tomorrow. There are changes, though, that arrive for the weekend. We'll detail those shortly.
School Group, the strength to make a difference.
You're watching the RTV6 News at 5. A major traffic alert we want to prepare you for as we inch closer to the weekend. INDOT will close all lanes of Interstate 70 from I-465 to the South Split. We're talking about both eastbound and westbound I-70 will be shut down in this area. The closure goes into effect tomorrow night at 9 p.m. It will last for 9 days, and all lanes will reopen on Monday, August 5th at 6 a.m. And during the I-70 closure, INDOT says you should take I-465 eastbound to I-65 northbound to get downtown, or take I-65 southbound to I-465 westbound to get out of downtown.
New developments. The United States Department of Justice says it will carry out executions of federal death row inmates for the first time since 2003. The Department of Justice says 5 inmates will be executed starting in December. In 2014, President Obama told the department to conduct a review of capital punishment and issues surrounding lethal injection drugs. That review effectively put a freeze on executions. The department says the Bureau of Prisons has finished the review and said the executions can continue.
North Korea launching more missiles into the Sea of Japan. That's all according to officials in South Korea who raised concerns about the weapons. This is happening just 1 month after President Trump's visit to that region. ABC's Mona Kosar Abdi is in Washington, D.C. with the new information about this developing story.
Tonight, tensions rising in the Korean peninsula. South Korean officials expressing concerns after they say North Korea launched 2 newly designed short-range missiles into the Sea of Japan. The South Korean Defense Ministry offering this stern warning, telling Pyongyang they've been monitoring their moves closely and urging their neighboring country to stop such actions. This is North Korea's first missile launch in more than 2 months. It also follows President Trump's historic visit to Japan and North Korea last month, where he met with the country's leader Kim Jong-un in the hopes of restarting negotiations on a nuclear agreement. And just Monday, Trump touted his relationship with Kim.
Our relationship with North Korea has been very good. We've really established a good relationship with Kim Jong-un. I have personally. There's no rocket testing. There's no missile testing.
The missile launches appear to be an effort to further pressure Washington. The State Department urging no more provocations.
And we, continue to urge the North Koreans to resolve all of the things that the president and that Chairman Kim have talked about through diplomacy.
China's foreign ministry also weighing in, stating all parties concerned should cherish the hard-won opportunity for dialogue and the easing of tensions. As for North Korea, the State Department says sanctions on the country will remain in place until a denuclearization agreement is reached. Mona Kosar Abdi, ABC News, Washington.
Working for you with an RTV6 recall alert that impacts babies. One company is recalling its baby bouncers because of a problem that could put infants in danger. Stokey has recalled its infant step bouncers. The bouncer can detach from the steps chair, which could cause the child to fall. So stop using the Stokey bouncer in combination with the Stoke chair and contact the company for a free repair kit. This particular bouncer has been sold in stores nationwide. Soon, most kids in central Indiana will have to go back to school, and for parents, it can be a stressful time getting everyone back on a good sleep routine. Working for you, we want to help you get your kids back on an adjusted bedtime routine. So if your kids have been staying up later and sleeping in longer during the summer, sleep experts and doctors say start now and roll their bedtime back. Do it in increments. Put your kids to bed about 15 to 20 minutes earlier each evening. This should help your child fall asleep more easily the night before the first day of school. Experts say kids need about 10 to 12 hours of sleep.
This is now the time that you should be moving the bedtime up and getting that bedtime routine close to bedtime.
Start bedtime routine about 45 minutes before bed.
Janelle Albert with the Cradle Coach suggests that you look at your kids' diet and cut back on sugar. She also says first-time students can experience some sleep regression from the stress of a new routine. So tell your young ones exactly what to expect before, during, and after school.
If you're looking for a way to de-stress from work, we have an idea for you. Tonight is Yappy Hour, a dog-friendly event at White River State Park in downtown Indianapolis. There is live music, yard games, food trucks, and drinks. Our media partners at Radio Now 100.9 will provide the entertainment, including the station's morning show hosts, Joe and Alex. Yappy Hour is happening on the State Museum lawn in front of the IMAX Theater. It starts at 6 and goes until 8:30 in the evening. And any event where I can bring my Leo to,
it's a good one, and with great weather, so it's like
gonna be a nice
win-win.
Rory Gregory's yappy 24 hours.
Right.
You don't need an hour for it. It's all the time.
At least when she's just napping. So it's quiet in the weather office. I mean, we've been,
You need a little bit of Rory in there.
Yeah, I need you guys to come by and visit. I have these weird thoughts pop in my head, like November 16th. That's the average date for our first snowfall.
Oh, let's not think about that right now.
Why are we talking about that, Kevin?
When the atmosphere is in a state of perfection. We've had over 3 inches of rain this month. No big deal. I know there are isolated spots that have had more. Some of you have had less, but there's no rain, at least on the immediate horizon. We're within a circle of sunshine through Illinois, Indiana, Wisconsin. Just draw a big circle there. You have to go quite a ways to the north and west, about 360 miles to find any rain. That sits out in Iowa. Not destined for central Indiana for quite a while. As you look, we've got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 3 more days. Add that to the 4 that we've already had, including today, that have been dry. It will have been a week before some of us see rain. Monday and Tuesday, rain chances go up. Right now, if I had to pick a time, I would say Monday night, the most likely time for rain and some thunderstorms. As you look kind of southwest from our Salesforce Tower Cam, just a few fair weather clouds around, and just like our routine, they pop up during the afternoon, they fade away at night. Clear skies at night, generally sunny skies during the day. Temperature at 80 degrees in Indianapolis. We hit 82 for the afternoon high. 83 in Peru, one of the warm spots. Temperatures in Terre Haute and Bloomington, both at 79. You know how this works. You send your dog's picture to me, and I'll take your dog for a walk during my evening weather forecast. That's if they want to go. Emma looks very comfortable. What's that saying, Mark? Don't mess with or don't wake a sleeping...
Don't let sleeping dogs lie.
There you go. I knew it was something like that. So Emma's relaxed. She doesn't need to go for a walk right now. Maybe she just got back from one. Thanks to Linda for sending in the photo. 71 degrees at 11 o'clock tonight. Most likely we'll stay at 60 in the metro area through the overnight hours. Some of you still drop into the upper 50s for a morning low. What a great way to end the work week. Temperatures back to average for this time of year. In the mid-80s, a couple of spots will be warmer than that. Now, the humidity level still under control. We'll see the humidity levels start to come back up over the weekend. No rain in the forecast, but that will push our heat index values. Time to start talking about that again on Sunday. Above the 90-degree mark, we'll be at 90 for the high. Monday and Tuesday, chance for thunderstorms in central Indiana. Then we're dry again Wednesday and Thursday.
It is a quiet day back there.
It's very quiet.
That's why the sleeping dogs are lying.
I will take it. It's always nice. We will be right back.
Based on the all-new 2019 Ram 1500.
Hello to you. I'm Julie Grant with Court TV, and we're bringing you gavel-to-gavel live coverage of a capital murder case here on Court TV Live. It is Florida versus Grant Amato, this man here who is facing the death penalty for allegedly killing his own family members. The state on day number 3 of its case in chief. Authorities saying that 30-year-old Amato killed his mother Margaret, his father Chad, and his brother Cody over an obsession he had with a webcam girl in Bulgaria that he connected with online through an adult website. His family had accused Amato of stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars from his relatives' accounts to spend on this woman named Sylvia. Now Amato is charged with 3 counts of first-degree murder. The state saying that he massacred his family after they blew his cover as a rich gamer, effectively ending his relationship with Sylvia. The defense is relying heavily on the fact that there is no physical evidence that links Grant Amato to these heinous crimes. The state is presenting its case in chief Again, this is day number 3, and they are hoping to convince the jury that Amato is guilty. The jurors have seen Amato's interrogation tape so far today, and 2 witnesses proffered evidence for the court. We'll have gavel-to-gavel coverage for you and legal analysis of Florida versus Grant Amato right here on Court TV Live. I'm Julie Grant. Now back to you in the studio.
Julie, thank you. You can stream Court TV Live anywhere, 24/7 at courttv.com. For the first time, a mother is talking about a bizarre incident that happened to her toddler in the Atlanta airport.
The little boy took a ride on a luggage conveyor belt and got hurt. Edith Vega says that she was at the kiosk printing her Spirit Airlines boarding pass when her 2-year-old son got away from her.
He went behind an unstaffed Spirit Airlines ticket counter and got onto a moving baggage conveyor belt.
I just went blank. I was like, hey, my son, I wanted to jump in and try to go get him, but didn't allow me. I was just freaking out, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I hope he's okay. I hope he's just enjoying the ride. I think that he's alive. It's all that goes through my mind, and I'm grateful he's here, and I just hope he gets better.
The little boy suffered a fractured hand, but he is recovering.
A Spirit Airlines spokesperson said the airline is working with TSA and Atlanta airport officials to ensure all protocol was followed. Coming up on the Now Indy, a unique job and networking opportunity this week in Indianapolis. How it can help you advance in your career. You're watching RTV6. We will be right back.
Dealer stock.